What's good, everyone? Welcome back to Red vs. Red. I am TheSaffronMan, and we're about to break down all the latest news and updates of all the transfers and goings on with Manchester United. So make sure you hit a like, hit a follow. We're literally brand new. This is my first solo video. Our podcast was on Sunday. Make sure you go check that out on Rumble. And let's get right on into the latest updates. So there's lots of places that I would like to start. First and foremost, it's great creating content for Manchester United at the moment, or on Manchester United. It's been great working with Sporadically, getting to this point. We are making updates and stuff as we go on. So yeah, feel free to show your support. Get involved in the comments and let us know exactly what you're thinking. But one place I wanted to start was not even on Manchester United. I kind of want to touch on the news that Julian Alvarez is going to Atletico Madrid for around 80 to 90 million pounds. So, which is like 6 times the amount that Man City bought for Julian Alvarez. Now, usually I wouldn't really care what Manchester City are doing, but this is like United have gone through a lot of a revolution over the last 8 months or so, and we're doing things different. But one thing that we're not doing yet is making money from sales, right? And Julian Alvarez has just gone, like, what, 2 years? Is it 3 years? Maybe he's been at City, and is now 6 times the value for 90. Where did Atletico get 90 million from? Anyway, probably from that João Felix deal from like years ago now. But here's my point. Julian Alvarez for around 90 million euros, pounds, whatever, and we're struggling to sell Aaron Wan-Bissaka for 15 million. So we bought him for 50 4 years ago. We've improved him as a player. Is he the next biggest, best thing at right back? No. But he is literally the world's best one-on-one defender at 26 years old. There's plenty of room left for growth, right? So I don't understand how. Yes, it's a different player to Julian Alvarez, different position, different circumstances. I get it. I'm just a bit salty that City are just selling like crazy as well. Like, why can't we sell players for their value also? Are you telling me that Wan-Bissaka's true value is 15 million? Honestly, like I said, we bought him for 50. We've improved him. On this market, 15 million is a steal. It's kind of crazy. But and also apparently he's wanting a payoff, allegedly. So that's not great either, is it? So yeah, not so happy with that. I would love to see United, in their revolution, actually start to make sales as well. It's all well and good making a good bit of business. Yes, we sold Kambuala, and as Radically's mentioned on the podcast a couple of days ago, that was a good bit of business. So yeah, we need a bit more on the selling side of things for Manchester United. I think it needs to happen. We need just to show confidence that we can sell players, and like we sell one, for a decent price, market value price. That's when the rest would tumble. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, alright, on to the next subject. We've got a couple more subjects to go through today. So, first one's Ugarte on ice. This broke late last night, probably around 8 to 10 p.m., something like that. David Ornstein coming out saying that we're moving on to other targets. So this is reminiscent of literally earlier on in the season when we were looking at Branthwaite, and then Everton didn't accept our offer. They didn't lower their prices. Then we went on to other targets, and then we got Lenny Euro and stuff. Same sort of thing is happening here with Ugarte. Unfortunately, this has taken 5 weeks longer. We started this at pretty much the start of the window, and now we've got to a point where that time is wasted unless PSG then drop their price. There's lots going on though. PSG have just bought João Neves, and they're working on a couple of other sales and buys also. So everything is kind of up in the air. But PSG are wanting 60 million. Now they paid 60 million for him 2 years ago, and now they're trying to sell him. It's different from Aaron Wan-Bissaka because he hasn't really been improved. He hasn't really played or done. So yeah, it's a little bit different. It's really tough. I think ultimately it's the right decision. We set out an ethos and we said, look, we're not going to overpay for players. Okay, awesome. So now we're moving on to it's just a shame because we spent so long making that deal for Agate happen. You know, people were starting to get excited, and I know you can't make a decision based on the people in the community. You have to be tunnel visioned in your ideas as a company, what you're going to do in the transfer market. And so fair play. Look, hold my hand. I just wish it didn't take so long, right? I just wish it didn't take so long. We mentioned Wan-Bissaka already. Wan-Bissaka today, not today, last night, apparently he's come out saying he wants a little bit of a payoff, and we're only going to get 15 million for him or something. Look, the whole right-back thing in general, I don't understand here. I mentioned it on the podcast with Sporadically. Go and check it out. We've got other positions to be working on, to be trying to figure out. We don't need anything happening right back. We've got some attacking fluidity and dynamism with Diogo Dalot, and then we have a stalwart one-on-one defender who's fit, able, fast, great tackler. You never hear anything about Aaron Wan-Bissaka about going out drinking or being a problem in the changing room. He just seems like an out-and-out professional chewing gum on the pitch. Like, that's all he does, right? He's just but he is amazing. I don't see why we would sell him, let alone undersell him, and then replace him with someone like Mazraoui, who, I'll be honest, I don't know as much as I do as Aaron Wan-Bissaka, obviously, right? So I'm annoyed that he's potentially, allegedly, wanting a payoff. At the same time, I understand because I think he's a great player. He's at least a squad player. I think he should be staying for Manchester United for at least another year or two. If things don't work out then, he becomes 28 years old. He's got 1 or 2 contracts left in him. I think that's when we start making a decision. I think that decision is too early for Aaron Wan-Bissaka at the moment, right? So let me know what you guys think down below, especially if you're on Twitter, if you're listening on YouTube. Let me know. Let me know what's going on. What are your thoughts, right? One other thing going on. 2 more things I want to talk about. Actually, there's a couple more. We're going on. Right, we've got time. So Sancho rumbles. Now, I mentioned again on the podcast on Sunday, I think Sancho will be sold within 12 months. I think he'll be a Manchester United player this season, but I do think he'll be sold. I think it's a long-term ploy to try and add a few extra million onto his price tag. Let's just say he has a good 5 months to January, something like that. Then yeah, awesome. Then we'll whack another 10 million on and see what everyone's saying. If no one really goes after him in January, then he has another sort of 5 months. We whack another 10. So we could potentially get an extra 20 million in 12 months if he has a good-ish, average-ish season, right? But yeah, I definitely think he's going to go in 12 months. There are rumbles going on. Lots of people trying to talk to different clubs about different deals. We've got talks of different roles for Sancho to play this season and potentially at other clubs. So yeah, lots of news going on Sancho. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays until January at least, but I definitely think within 12 months he won't be a Manchester United player anymore. I think there's just too much that has happened, and he's not showing quality on the pitch. If he has a good 5-month period where maybe we could potentially keep him up, we'll see. But yeah, I definitely think he's going to be sold, right? Another thing that's kind of going on is the Chido Obi Martin under the radar. So that hasn't officially happened yet. Medicals are literally going on today, as I understand. Some of the news that's been happening on Twitter and everything else. So yeah, that's happening today, but I think this could be a dark horse moment. I just have a feeling, because of what's happened with Højlund, and we are going down sort of a semi-false note, I think he could make an impact play early start of the season. he's there. We've wooed him from Rue Van Nistelrooy, which we get onto a little bit. We've obviously offered him a plan. Højlund's now injured. Yes, we have Xerxes, but he can't play, I'm guessing, 90 minutes for the next 6 weeks or 8 weeks. So I think Chido Obi Martin could literally be the sub or the squad player, the squad striker for when Xerxes needs a break whilst Højlund's recovering. He's definitely going to be our number 3. But because of what's happened to Højlund, he could make an impact really early. So we might see quite a bit of Chido Obi Martin going forward at the start of the season. That could be really exciting. Because if he has a good start to the season, that could bring a whole spark of life to Amad Diallo, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho who's playing. He could lift everyone by being a bright spark, 16-year-old, energetic, skillful talent. So keep your eye on that, right? Don't sleep on Chido Obi Martin. That could be a really big impact at the start. I've got another thing here called the domino effect. I love it how transfers, they seem to go on a little bit of a lull. And a few people go crazy at the start, a little bit of lull in the middle most of the time, and then towards the end, everything just kind of has like a big bang theory. Like it just collides. Same sort of thing is happening. You see numerous clubs that said, all right, we'll do this deal if only we get this deal over the line with this club, or you can have this player if you give us that player. Or there's sometimes, Saf, what you want about? That's normal transfer markets. It just seems like right now, there's loads of clubs just culminating, waiting, and Alvarez could be a big domino effect on that. I'm still unsure if Alexander Arnold Trent is going to be at Liverpool at this season. He could well be off to Real Madrid by the end of it. But there could be some big swings from big clubs as I'm looking forward to the final weeks of the season transfer market. So yeah, I think there's lots to happen here if United can start selling, right? And one last thing I wanted to mention, because you know that feeling when the goalkeeper, remember when Barthez, used to go out and he did the Cruyff turn and he'd try and take everyone on, and then it didn't work, right? I've been harrowed by those moments growing up, right, as a youngster, and I'm now petrified for life when goalkeepers try and do that sort of stuff. So imagine my fear reading today that Andre Onana is warning us all, saying that he's now willing to take risks. Now, I saw a couple of those risks during pre-season. This is going to be something for me. I'm going to have heart palpitations and everything. This is not going to be good for my health. But I need to see good come out of it. That's my problem, because I can only see the bad coming out of it because of what's happened with previous goalkeepers for Manchester United who say they're going to do that sort of stuff. So, but we've seen 1 or 2 assists or pre-assists from Andre Onana last season. We'll need to see a bit more of that for me to actually calm down. Maybe I'll never calm down from it, but the fact that he's talking personally about taking large risks this season, that isn't good for my psyche, my inner chi. It's just going to wreck me. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to that, I guess. But, yeah, I've been TheSaffronMan. I've been One Red from Red vs. Red podcast. You can catch me with Sporadicles on Sunday. Sporadicles will be out with a video for you all on Friday. So, we'll see you there, and I'll catch you guys next time. Till then, peace.